Tension is rising everywhere as Nnamdi Kanu long-awaited trial resumes. Judgment set for November 4th. My people, listen. This story we are about to share right now is one that every Nigerian, home and abroad, has been waiting for. From Lagos to London, from Enugu to New York, all eyes are on Abuja because finally, after years of waiting, the court is ready to decide the fate of Nnamdi Kanu, the man at the center of one of Nigeria's most controversial cases. Before we go further, please, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, kindly subscribe. Turn on your notification bell so that you don't miss any of our updates. Now, let's take it step by step so you understand everything clearly. Nnamdi Kanu is a leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, a group that has been calling for independence of the southeast region of Nigeria. Many of his supporters see him as a freedom fighter, a voice for the Igbo people, but the Nigerian government calls IPOB a prescribed organization, meaning it's banned, and accuses Kanu of trying to divide the country. His story goes back years. He was first arrested in 2015, released on bail in 2017, then fled the country after a military invasion of his home in Abia State. But in 2021, the government tracked him down and rearrested him in Kenya, bringing him down to Nigeria under controversial circumstances that sparked outrage across the world. Since then, he's been locked up in the DSS facility in Abuja. The court case has dragged on with adjournment after adjournment, but now something big is about to happen. The Federal High Court in Abuja has fixed October 4th as the day the Chief Judge will decide whether his case continues or finally gets struck out. Yes, that means this week Nigerians will know whether Nnamdi Kanu will continue facing trial for terrorism-related charges or whether the court will say enough is enough. The tension is real. Supporters of Nnamdi Kanu have been holding their breaths. The entire Southeast is on alert. Even international media are watching closely. Let's rewind to what happened just last week. On October 27, during the latest sitting, Nnamdi Kanu shocked everyone inside the courtroom. Instead of bringing in witnesses or evidence, he told the judge, "There is no case against me." He said, and I quote, "I will not call any witnesses. I will defend myself. There are no valid charges before this court." That statement shook the room. His entire legal team, including some senior lawyers, were dismissed. Kanu said he no longer needed them. He was ready to stand alone. Now, the presiding judge, Justice James Omotosho, warned him about the risk of representing himself. The judge reminded him that while every defendant has the right to defend themselves, choosing to go solo could be dangerous because the court can only work with words before it. After that dramatic section, the judge adjourned the trial to November 4th, 5th, and 6th, setting the stage for what many are calling Judgment Week. This is not just about one man. This case touches on freedom of speech, human rights, ethnic identity, and justice in Nigeria. If the court decides to strike out the case, it could be seen as a victory for those who believe Kanu's arrest and detentions were unlawful. But if the court rules that the charges stand, Kanu could continue to face trial or even risk a conviction if he doesn't present a defense. That's why this week is so crucial. Every move inside that courtroom will matter. Across the country, the reactions are mixed. Supporters of Kanu say this trial has always been political, that the government just wants to silence a man who speaks for his people. Some of them have already started gathering in prayers. Others online saying freedom is coming. But the government insists that IPOB activities include past sit-at-home orders, have caused death, destruction, and economic hardship in the Southeast, and that the law must take its course. In the Southeast, markets are tense. Some traders are already saying they might not open their shops on November 4th just to watch how things unfold. You can literally feel the anxiety in the air. The global eyes are on Nigeria. Even outside the country, Nigerians in the diaspora, especially in the UK, Canada, and US, are following every update. Some plan to stage solidarity rallies on the day of the judgment. International human rights groups have also renewed their calls for fair hearing, urging the Nigerian government to ensure that due process is followed. For them, this case represents more than just one man. It represents how Africa's biggest democracy handle dissent and the right to self-determination. So what are the likely outcome of this hearing? The case gets struck out. This could happen if the judge agrees that the charges are not valid. In that case, Kanu might be released, either immediately or after some legal conditions. 2, the case continues if the judge rules that the prosecution has presented enough evidence. The trial will move forward, even if Kanu refuses to call witnesses. 3, the court sets new term or adjourns again. This could frustrate many Nigerians who feel this case has dragged for too long. Whichever way it goes, the decision will have ripple effects politically, socially, and emotionally. Sources who attended the previous sections described the courtroom atmosphere as tense but calm. Security is always tight. DSS officials everywhere, checking every bag, screening every visitor. Even journalists are carefully monitored before being allowed in. Kanu usually appears in a white outfit, calm but defiant. He often waves to his supporters from behind a glass dock. And every time he appears, chants of free Nnamdi Kanu echoes outside the court complex. His family members have been frequent faces in court too, including his brother, who has spoken several times about how Nnamdi Kanu's health is deteriorating in custody. One of Kanu's former lawyer, Aloy Ejimakor, has maintained that the federal government has no legal ground to keep him in detention. He insists that the extraordinary rendition from Kenya violated international law. On the other hand, government lawyers argue that Kanu's speech and broadcast encourages violence in the southeast and that justice must take its full course. It's a legal tug of war with national unity, human rights, and political powers all tangled up in the middle. This trial isn't happening in isolation. It's unfolding at a time when Nigerians are frustrated with economic hardship, insecurity, and rising political divisions. Many citizens see how this case is handled as a test of fairness and democracy. If the system is fair, confidence in the judiciary could grow. But if people believe politics influences the judgment, trust in the courts may sink even lower. Legal experts, community leaders, and ordinary Nigerians, everyone agrees on one thing. Whatever happens this November 4th will shape the political atmosphere for years to come. Now, my people, let's talk. Do you believe Nnamdi Kanu made the right move by choosing to defend himself? Do you think the judge will strike out the case or allow it to continue? Drop your thoughts in the comment section. We want to hear your voice, because this story belongs to every Nigerian who believes in truth and justice. And please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so that you don't miss the full coverage when the judgment drops. Hit that notification bell too, because the moment the court delivers the ruling, we will bring it to you live and direct. Thank you for watching. Stay calm, stay safe, and stay updated.